Hoy. It's me again.
Who?
James Curtis Cowley? The guy from the future?
You will have to be more specific.
What?
Every other day I have people calling who claim to be from the future.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
It is no such thing. My work is constantly interrupted by senseless fools bombarding me with endless hellos. It's intolerable.
Well,
More than ever, I'm convinced this is an elaborate conspiracy cooked up by Edison to erode my sanity.
I promise you Edison has...
You said your name was Cowley.
Yes, James Curtis...
Aren't you the fellow who said he invented this blasted thing?
That's right,
Could you uninvent it? It is a perennial nuisance. Every saphead from here to eternity is calling my office.
The company took my invention public a few months ago. Now, people in my time have a direct line to history.
It is not history to me. It is Tuesday. Surely there's some way to limit the number of calls.
Is it that bad?
I had to remove the telephone in my laboratory to get anything done. But it's not merely the volume of calls. 2 days ago, I had a schoolboy call because he was writing a book report about me.
Okay, but that's charming.
Only he seemed to be under the misapprehension that I invented something called peanut butter.
Oh.
So anyone can call me? There's no regulation whatsoever?
Well, the service is still quite expensive, especially when it comes to calling a household name like you. That limits how many people can use it.
But as long as a boy of 10 has wealthy parents, he can call in the middle of my family dinner.
Sure, but doesn't every invention have unintended consequences, uses or misuses the inventor can't anticipate?
Certainly. For instance, when I invented the telephone, I didn't expect to get calls from people born a century after I died.
Okay, now.
But this doesn't strike me as an unintended consequence of your invention. It seems to be the very reason you invented it.
On some level, yes, but don't you see the value in that? A child learning about history has an opportunity to speak with someone who lived it.
I managed to learn my history perfectly well without calling Julius Caesar to chat about the weather.
And I'm sure the generation that preceded you could say that they were content to send letters by post.
Touché.
And what about the telephone? You can get people calling the wrong number. Now we have spam calls where strangers call you up trying to scam you or sell you something. You think I'm not disappointed? When I was working on the Chronophone, I thought of all the best ways it could be used to connect people, to bridge the present with the past, learn from each other, recover things that had been lost to time.
And how has it been used?
Like you said, nonsense. They call their favorite dead celebrity or harass public figures because they didn't attain moral perfection by, 1923. People treat it like a joke. Literally, these two guys started a podcast called Quantum Cranks. They just record themselves prank calling historical figures.
I didn't understand half of those words.
In one episode, they tried to have phone sex with Eleanor Roosevelt. Turns out she's kinky as hell. I don't think that's something we should know.
Pardon me. Phone sex?
We've had to blacklist some people. They just get inundated with calls. Marilyn Monroe, John Lennon, Albert Einstein, Dustin Diamond for some reason.
Blacklisted, you say?
Oh,
So it is possible to restrict calls?
Yes. Certain people, we limit it to direct descendants or people who acquire special authorization, biographers, historians, etc.
I suppose this could be done for anyone.
Time Corp tries to regulate call volume by inflating the price. But for some people, that isn't enough. If it gets out of control, they have to restrict access.
How might one go about arranging that?
For starters, you would have to be getting several hundred calls a day.
But since it's your invention, I imagine you must have a degree of influence over such matters.
I'll see what I can do. No promises. I don't call the shots, but they may agree as a favor.
That is very considerate. Thank you.
But how do you cope with it? How do you accept the fact that your invention, the idea you came up with, that it isn't yours anymore?
As soon as I patented my telephone, Edison and his cronies were already tinkering with their own improvements. But why do we toil and sweat to make these ideas a reality? Do we make these inventions for ourselves, or is it for the common benefit of mankind? With the understanding that not all people will use our inventions for the best reasons or toward their highest end, but knowing that if they are to be used for the public good, they must be made public. And that demands that we relinquish some control and let the public discover its own best purposes.
I know, it's just the first time something I made has gone so far out of my control. I didn't anticipate any of this, but I feel responsible for it.
Naturally, you are responsible. But I would like to revisit something that you mentioned in passing. You used the phrase phone sex, but failed to elucidate its meaning. Those two words strike me as incompatible.
Oh, Lord.
It hardly seems possible that two telephones could engage in some form of coitus. But before, you told me that telephones have become exceedingly multi-purpose. Have they devised some way of performing the act through the telephone? A hole that one can use to insert...
Mr. Bell!
Or perhaps a mechanism that simulates...
Ew, no, it's just talking, like sexy talk.
Oh, that's disappointing. I should be getting back to work.
Do not invent that.
There's so much I have to do.
No, do not...
Goodbye!
Do not invent the teledick. Hello.
Oh, man.
Hello. Anyone there?
Yeah. Sorry, it's hearing your voice.
Sammy? That you?
Yeah, Pops. It's me.
You calling to apologize?
Apologize? What for?
And what for? That's great. Just perfect.
Look, I'm not calling about that. This is...
Oh, so I'm supposed to forgive and forget? Is that it? How noble of me. You're right. I should be the bigger man. How petty of me to expect an apology when you insult your stepmother to her face.
Pops, listen. That wasn't me. Well, it was me, but not the me that's calling you now.
The hell are you on about?
What I'm saying is, I'm sure I'll call and apologize before too long.
Are we not having a conversation right now? No time like the present.
That's the problem. I'm not calling from the present.
Am I going crazy? What is happening?
I'm calling from... I don't know how to explain this. I didn't think it through.
Take your time. I am fascinated to see where this conversation goes next.
The me you're talking to now, the age I am now, we'll never meet in person. There's this new thing. You can make phone calls into the past. I'm talking to you from a decade in the future.
Sammy?
Yeah, Pops?
That is the stupidest load of horse shit I've ever heard in my life. And the only reason I believe you is because no son of mine would have the gall to tell me something so utterly idiotic unless it was true.
I know.
So why are you calling me from the future? I'm dead, ain't I?
Yeah. This is my first time talking to you in several years. It's weird. Makes it feel like it was all some bad dream. You dying.
How do I go?
Pops, I don't know if...
I can take it.
Cancer.
It's that goddamn prostate, isn't it? That's what got Gramps. You need to get a colonoscopy every year.
Already on it. Trust me.
I thought you sounded different. Older, I guess. More like me. Were you calling for any special reason?
Yeah. There are... When you lose someone, you know, you have regrets, things you wish you'd said.
Sure.
But if I could pick up the phone and call the past any time...
So, what is it you wanted to tell me?
Pops,
Yes, son.
you're an asshole.
What?
Oh my God, that felt amazing.
Samuel!
Like years of therapy crammed into one little word. Asshole.
You call me and tell me I'm going to die of cancer and I'm the asshole? Must run in the family.
Asshole.
What exactly did I do to make you go out of your way to ring up your dead father and call him an asshole? Was it all the years I sacrificed bringing you up? The thousands of hours I worked to provide for you and your mother?
No, you weren't a bad dad. Not a good one, but not bad. Like a C. Maybe a C plus on your good days.
That's a passing grade.
No, you're an asshole because I know for a fact you're loaded. And what did I inherit from you? Nada. Not a red cent.
The hell are you talking about? You're my only son.
You left it all to your ex.
What? Your mother?
No, Linda.
I was about to say. Wait, Linda and I get divorced?
She's gonna leave you in a couple of years.
I could see that.
But you still give her everything.
Sammy, you're in my will.
I can say with absolute certainty that I'm not.
Yeah? You so convinced then? All right. I'll write you out, you son of a bitch. Give you a reason to call.
Is that what you'll do?
We hang up. I'm calling my lawyer. Good job screwing yourself out of your inheritance, bozo.
Tell him I said hey, and thanks for nothing. Bye, Dad. I'll call you back if I think of any other insults.
Hey,
What?
is your mother still alive?
Yeah,
You call her lately?
it's been a minute.
So you got time to call your dead dad, but not your living, breathing mother? You give that woman a call.
Okay. Bye, Pops. I love you.
I love you too, asshole.
Hello, and thank you for calling Chronophone's customer service hotline. I'm Charlotte. How can I help you? Yesterday.
What?
How can I help you?
What do you mean yesterday?
You know, because we're a time travel service.
Oh, like a joke. Okay.
So how can I help you?
I'd like a refund. My call to the past didn't work.
Were you unable to reach the intended party? There is a non-refundable deposit.
No, I got through. It just didn't work.
Could you please elaborate?
So I called myself, right? The lottery had $1 billion jackpot. I know the winning numbers. Figure even if I have to split it, that's a hefty check.
I see.
That's the only reason I called. That call cost me over $100.
If it was that easy, don't you think everyone would do it?
But I called right as the numbers came out. No way anyone called earlier than I did.
If you're calling into the past, how would that... I'm afraid we cannot offer a refund on those grounds.
Shit. But why didn't it work? It should work.
Well, that part isn't clear. Quantum dynamics are still poorly understood, and there's a great deal of debate about whether the timeline can be altered.
Huh?
For instance, if you called and instigated a change in the past, it might bifurcate the quantum consequentialities of existence, creating a second timeline you are simply not a part of. Or perhaps your scheme did succeed and you rewrote the timeline and got rich, but your rich self was so busy spending money and living it up that he neglected to make the essential call, which resulted in the timeline rewriting itself again and reverting to its former state. And if an attempt to change the past did succeed, how would we know? Considering that we would now be the product of this new reality rather than the former reality we called from. Some theorists believe that time resists change and actively circumvents it. Your past self might copy down the numbers wrong. Others think that our calls don't actually contact the past, but create pocket realities that only exist for the duration of the call.
Lady, I don't care. I barely understand what you're saying. Are you giving me a refund or not?
No.
Okay then, bye.
Rude? Hello, and thank you for calling Chronophone's customer service hotline. I'm Charlotte. How can I help you? Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Because we're a time travel service.
Okay, but I'm not calling from the past.
Of course. Just a little joke. What can I help you with?
Okay, so my name is Janine Lambert. Tomorrow, I'm going to use Chronophone to make a call. I need you to make sure I don't make that call.
If you're going to call tomorrow, why don't you just not call?
I already made the call. I'm calling you from the future to make sure the past me doesn't make the call I already made.
Oh, well, I may be able to do that, but you should know that most evidence seems to indicate that our calls can't actually alter current events. You see, due to quantum entanglement.
Pretty sure they can.
What? What do you mean?
I think I erased my brother from existence.
Excuse me?
I don't know. Yesterday I called my mother a few months after I was born. I just wanted her to know I'd grow up happy and healthy. It was kind of a birthday present. But I mentioned my brother, and she got all quiet, and she said they weren't planning to have another kid.
So he was an accident, and...
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't have any memory of having a brother. I'm an only child. Always have been. But I do remember having this phone call with my mom where I mentioned my brother, which is a weird thing to do if I don't have a brother, right?
Okay.
It is screwing with my head. Did I prevent my own brother? Should I feel guilty if he never existed?
This is a phenomenon we come across occasionally. It's called temporal confusion disorder.
What does that mean?
Some callers feel like they know people who never existed, or they have memories that don't match reality. Since cross-temporal communication is new, and because so many movies and books show people changing the past, a lot of people believe that they must have changed something when they called the past. Some actually fabricate memories as a response to this feeling.
You think I invented a non-existent brother just for kicks? If so, how can I remember a phone call about him?
Does your mother remember the phone call?
No. I asked her about it and she thought I was crazy, but...
If that phone call happened, why wouldn't she remember it?
So what do I do?
If you like, I can refer you to a psychiatrist who sees patients with temporal confusion disorder. They can help you parse what memories are real.
Ugh, I don't know if that's necessary. It's not affecting my quality of life. I was mostly concerned about my hypothetical brother.
I would bet that he never existed. And hey, even if he did, he didn't, you know? No one's going to miss a guy who was never conceived. I hope that resolves your issue. Do you have any other questions?
I'm afraid if I ask any more questions, I'll get even more confused.
All right. Have a great day. Hello, and thank you for calling Chronophone's customer service hotline. I'm Charlotte. How can I help you? Yesterday. Yes, it's a joke about time travel. I know it's not funny. It's in the script, okay? I'm so sorry. That was uncalled for.
It doesn't matter. Oh, look, I need help. I've been trying to call Hitler for months, and I cannot get a hold of the man.
It can be difficult to contact world leaders and big-name celebrities since they have busy schedules and move around so often. We do offer partial refunds if you're unable.
Oh, I know, but he's an expensive guy to call. When I've dropped thousands on deposits alone, I need to contact him before I run out of funds. It's very important.
When are you trying to call? If you call before his rise to power, he may be more accessible.
Yeah, it's no good. Call needs to happen no more than a month before he breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop non-aggression pact.
Okay.
Well, problem is, I usually end up talking to an aide or secretary or someone. I just can't get him directly. I think I may have gotten him on the phone once, but I couldn't tell for sure. Don't really speak German.
Wait a minute. You're trying to call Hitler and you don't speak German?
Well, I figured he knew English. He was a world leader, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, next time I hired a translator, but we made 3 calls and none of them got through. And I don't get a partial refund on the translator.
You don't know anyone who speaks German?
Surprising, right? You'd think someone in the Brotherhood would know it. I mean, Heinrich owns a full Waffen-SS uniform, and all he can say is, willkommen and danke.
He owns what now?
I can hire the translator again. Just have to get Hitler on the line. Or at least Himmler. Yeah, do you have any tips? Can't be this hard.
Sorry. Why do you want to talk to him?
To alter the course of the war.
Yes. Which way, though?
Stop him from invading the Soviet Union.
Is that a good thing? It sounds like a good thing. I don't know enough about World War II to tell.
It's a good thing.
Does the Holocaust happen in this scenario?
Well, a Holocaust doesn't happen either way.
Okay, I see. Bye.
What? No, I just need you
I'm not helping you help Hitler.